it's your girl Lady J, and welcome back to my channel, The Southern Lounge Room, where I bring you female rap commentary as well as a little bit of urban news tea. Now, before I get into today's video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up, then hit that subscribe button, and lounge with your girl on Instagram and Twitter at Lady J Lounge Room. So today's video will be some reviews over some records that dropped today. So the first thing I want to review is the Bruised soundtrack, because you know that was supposed to be the first all-female rap album or soundtrack, whatever the case have you. So I'm going to review all the female girls' songs on here. So let's start with Saweetie. She has a song on there called Attitude, and all I can say is boring. No bars, basic lyrics. I literally didn't even move. I didn't shake a head, bob a thumb. I wasn't feeling the song at all. It was nothing, okay? A bone was not twitching. A muscle was not moving. Like, I just felt nothing, all right? She needs to step it up. Moving on to Latto. She had a song on there called The F. Definitely scared me at first. She was spitting kind of hard and yelling in that mic, okay, when she started the song. So, but I mean, she had a couple of key bars as I expect from Latto, but the song overall was pretty repetitive. She had at max 2 verses, so it was kind of giving not the banging beat, okay, but you know, it was decent. Nothing I would go back and listen to though. So moving on to the City Girls, they had a song on there called Scared. Now Miami verse was alright, even though, you know, I'm sure she didn't write it because she had about 4-5 writers on Rap Freak, so I'm sure she had a whole team for this one. So, you know, she was like, treat these girls like my kids, spank they A-word. Like, okay, definitely giving these girls and my son's vibes. But moving on, JT verse was decent, nothing spectacular, okay, sounded like she had an attitude like she usually does. Moving on to a rapper called Ombre or Ambry, not sure how I'm saying that right, but she had a song on there called Sweater. The song was actually decent. I liked it. It was less than 2 minutes like most of them were, and one of the better songs on the soundtrack in my opinion, but she had a nice little cadence. I ain't know too much about her before, but you know, I'm gonna check her out and see what she sounded like. Okay. So Cardi, she had a song on there called Bet It, and she was throwing shots, okay? She yelling at the mic the whole time, talking about, you know, they tell you a bitch this hot, then they lying. When these H's start hating, these H's start lying. Who they all come when they want ish charted. I run this ish. So I mean, I feel like she could have done more with the song. She was definitely talking her ish. She sounded the same the whole way through, no flow switch. So I mean, it was just kind of boring to me. I wasn't impressed, but you know, because she's throwing shots, I'm sure that she'll get people talking. So she says she stay charting, so I'm gonna see if this song don't make the charts, which I'm sure she'll perform it at the AMAs this weekend, so it just might chart. But you know, because that usually happens after she performs a song at an award show. But if it tops top 20 or something like that, I'm calling payola, because it's not all that. It's not a Bodak Yellow. Usually in songs where she brags, it really don't go too much of anywhere, and I'm sure she didn't write this, or at least a third of it. But moving on, Young Ma had a song on there called No Mercy. All I'm gonna say is fire. I loved it. She had the bar, she had the flow, she was switching up the flow. She should drop that as a single, honestly, and they should push that as the lead single for the soundtrack. That's the only song that's single worthy in my opinion, and that's the only song that has any replay value at all. Like, it was fire, and she's definitely underrated. Moving on to Big Bottle Wanna, he had a song on there called A. Yeah, trash. I mean, it was repetitive. I just want to get drunk and scream A with my B words. It's cool to get drunk and turn up to with your homegirls, I guess, but it's not my vibe. So yeah, you know, moving on. Flo Milli and Akbar had a song on there called Blast Off. The bars was there, you know. Flo Milli, I like Flo Milli. You know, I can't listen to her for too long because her voice kind of just will make my head hurt. But, you know, it was nice. It wasn't anything spectacular or memorable or any of that. But, you know, it's not going to be in my rotation in my playlist, okay? Akbar, she can rap, but her drama overshadows her talent. So this was a nice opportunity for her, and I hope she stays on track with her career. Moving on to Young Baby Take, she had a song on there called Dungarees, I guess. So, you know, she's talented. I've heard her previous work. I like Young Baby Take, but I wasn't feeling this song, and the production and her cadence reminded me of a Nicki song from, you know, her Playtime is Over days, but that's just my opinion. Now, moving on to Erica Banks, she had a song on there called On They Neck, and she was definitely on their neck with this one because she had the bars and she had the flow switches, okay? It was a cute little beat, and it suits her cadence and her sound, and I really like how she switches her flow, unlike her 1501 female rapper label mate, need I not say any names, okay? Moving on to Rhapsody, she had a song on there called She Bad. Long story short, didn't like it. The beat was horrible, not for her sound. Moving on. Dream Doll had a song on there called Chasing, and it was cute. I mean, she definitely stepping up her pen game. She had one verse though, and the rest of the song she repeated the chorus. Like I said, most of the songs were that way on the soundtrack. I think Cardi was the only one that had 3 verses, but I'm definitely seeing Dream Doll step up her pen game, and I'm curious to see where Dream Doll goes from here, because she went from Bad Girls to Love and Hip Hop to being in spaces with Kim and Cardi, and you know, I'm just curious to see where she goes. So I'll be following her little come up. Now, overall, I'll give this a 7 out of 10 for the whole soundtrack. Like I said, only one song had a lot of replay value, and that would be the Young Ma record. So moving on to French Montana's record, Doja Cat and Saweetie, called Handstand. First, need I say I'm not a French Montana fan. I ain't never been a fan, never will be a fan. I ain't liked a song of his since Unforgettable with him and Sway Lee. So I wasn't a fan of him on this record either. It didn't impress me. I listened honestly for Doja, and Doja of course served like usual. Her flow was there, and she had a lot of personality on the record, which I love. Her bars aren't always deep to me at all, but she, you know, she has some. So Saweetie, on the other hand, just like on the Bruised soundtrack, more elementary bars, still talking about having a man ordering her some oysters and being a big spender. Nothing we ain't heard from her before. All whack. Overall, the song won't be played again. I won't listen to it again, not even for Doja. It's trash. I think they could have shelved this one, or he could have gave this beat to someone else so they could have did something with it, okay? Finally, moving on to Saweetie's single that she dropped, Icy Chain, Icy Chain, which seems to be the only song that she's promoting that dropped out of the other 2 songs that she released over the weekend. So another song that she released, it's of course less than 2 minutes, like every song she drops, and it's a repetitive chorus with mediocre basic elementary lyrics. She's talking about taking people's N-words, her being pretty as usual, but now she's telling the girls to, you know, twerk it for an icy chain, when these girls nowadays will twerk it for a McDouble if it includes being bought by a dude with some money. They'll twerk it for a Birkin, twerk it for a feature. Now she's talking about twerking it for icy chains. I mean, I guess, but the song was trash. I see she is promoting this as her new single. You know, her album's supposed to be dropping this year. Low-key really supposed to been dropped, since she's been claiming she was going to Paris to finish it. That was over the summer. So I hope it's not nothing like this Icy Chain record, because if that's the case, she better be ready to have some poppin' features or some payola to do something for this debut album. So, you know, with Saweetie having dropped this as a solo record, and her also having dropped the record on the Bruised soundtrack and the one with Doja and French Montana, she needs to do one of 2 things. Step it up or move on out the way and stick to being an IG model and a brand ambassador, because her rap skills is not it. So y'all let me know what y'all think of these topics down below. What y'all think of these songs? What do you think? Let me know your opinions. I'll be looking forward to reading them below. Like I said, give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and lounge with me on Instagram and Twitter at Lady J Lounge Room. I'll see y'all in the next video, fam.